Hey guys, it's me, Daria, and I'm here with the recap for my week 7 battle in the TBL. I I didn't record this live. I was having some issues with like the memory on my computer, and I didn't have any space to save any new recordings. Thankfully, I got that problem taken care of. For like future recordings and stuff. Like I did get a recording for last week's match, which will be posted in the next couple days as well. But this is my week 7 match. I know I'm doing these kind of late, but better late than never, right? And this week we played against Coach Joe and the Boston Regirox and with this match, I had basically gotten to a point. I was on like a 3-game losing streak, and my last match against Alice just kind of fucked me up mentally, because like I felt like very much like I lost to a misclick, and it just put me in a really bad like mental place where I was just shitty. I was being really shitty and really dramatic. And I was just kind of over the league in general, just because I felt like I had 3 straight leagues where I like did a stupid misplay, or like had a stupid misplay, or like had some weird circumstance. Like the end of the match against Goldoa, our first match was a hell of a fucking match. But the way it ended left such a bad taste in my mouth, because like I felt like I played such a good match to not get a single point from it. Just really like it put me in a bad mood. And then I dropped the following week. But I mean, it was to the division conference leader in my conference, so it was like an understandable loss, and I was competitive, so I honestly had things to like be happy about in that match, I felt like. But I was still I dropped two straight. I'm hyper competitive. I was upset. And then I lost a match against Alice where I misclicked and then basically got outplayed for the remaining of the match, and that really messed with my confidence as well. My confidence has been running really low in this league. And I think that's part of the reason why I've been a little over the top with my dramaticism, my dramatizations, whatever you want to call it. But this match against Joe, I was like, fuck it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to put together something fun, and we're just going to see what happens. And that's basically what I do. I'm not going to do like a whole long team builder. We're just gonna watch the match and talk about what happens, and I'll talk about the sets that I have. Oh, hold on, I forgot to mute. I am watching the TBL VOD for this, because like I said, I didn't get anything recorded. So I bring Das Boot, Cover Me Timbers, Nipples, Grimm Shady, my biggest fan, Mr. Bubbles. I decide leading with Grimm Shady. Now, the reason I'm deciding to lead with Grimm Shady is because I see over there that Joe is bringing Ferrothorn. The set that I have brought on Grimmsnarl is to fake a screen lead. Hopefully he'll lead Ferrothorn to get hazards up. That's what I'm banking on here. And I'm just gonna click Nasty Plot on turn 1. After clicking Nasty Plot, my hope is Joe doesn't consider the fact that Grimmsnarl gets Burning Jealousy. It's easy to forget and think, oh, it's a dark fairy type. Dark and fairy, I can eat a +2 dark attack. It's a Ferrothorn, and I resist fairy. I think I'm fine. And that's what I was hoping. I was hoping he would get that false sense of security, so I could just click Burning Jealousy and pick up a kill. So turn 1, I click Nasty Plot. I expect him to set up hazards, but instead he just fucking goes for a kill and clicks Gyro Ball. Luckily Grimmsnarl's not very fast, so while it is stab and super effective, it's not enough to kill. And yeah, we're +2 now, so I just click Burning Jealousy and just pick up a quick kill. Now the berry I had on this, I think, is the Kabiri berry. I can't remember the exact name. It's poison reduced. The reason I had that is my hope was he would click hazards on turn 1, and instead he clicks Gyro Ball. If he clicks hazards on turn 1 and I kill this Ferrothorn for free, then my hope was he would go into Drapion, and with the Kabiri Berry, I don't think it's I'm mixing up the actual berry with the Kabiri Berry, the poison reduced berry, whatever it's called. It can live across poison and then kill with a +2 Dazzling Gleam, depending on its investment. But I didn't get the chance to do that. But I do need this thing. It's got Sucker Punch. I do need to preserve this thing for Latios. So I switch into Bronzong here, which is an obvious switch. He makes... This is really loud. He makes a really good read and just U-turns out here. Well, it's not a really good... It's like obvious, right? You click U-turn there always in front of Grimmsnarl because it's either going to kill the Grimmsnarl or you're going to kill whatever switches in. Or you're going to, I'm sorry, get chip on whatever switches in momentum. Which is what he does. Now he goes into Drapion, which obviously puts a tremendous amount of pressure on my Bronzong because Bronzong doesn't want to eat a stab dark move from this thing. Now I'm afraid of Swords Dance, but the set that okay, here's another thing I want to talk about with this set on the Seismitoad. The set that we're about to see on the Seismitoad is not the set that I initially wanted to bring. The Pokemon generator that I use in Playmaker's community does not generate Seismitoads. It will not generate Seismitoads. I don't know why, but every time I try to generate a Seismitoad on his bot, it doesn't work. So I had to use an old Seismitoad set that I had, which sucks because the Seismitoad set that I wanted to bring, let me pause real quick. The Seismitoad set that I wanted to bring for this was full physical investment. Well, almost full physical investment. It was close to full physical investment. It was EV'd so that it lives a +2 knockoff. He takes Rocky Helmet Chip, and then I kill with Earth Power because this thing is way more physically bulky than it is specially bulky. So Earth Power actually kills after Rocky Helmet Chip, where Earthquake does not. Unfortunately, I didn't have the option of bringing Special Seismitoad because the Pokemon Generator bot, the one in the one in the TBL was down, and the one in Play's community doesn't let me make Seismitoad. So I just had to use this leftover Seismitoad that I just slapped a Rocky Helmet on. But Earthquake almost picks up the kill, so I was like, you know what? I'll take it. For having to use this Pokemon as backup, you know what? It did a good amount of chip there. I'm happy with it. Now here I'm considering, do I need Seismitoad? What do I need Seismitoad for? It is Water Absorb. I could potentially swap it in on a Vaporeon, but I don't have anything that wants to switch into this +2 knockoff. So I just decided to just give up Mr. Bubbles and select the Revenge Kill option, which obviously is going to be Galarian Zapdos. I just click U-turn here, right? It's the same situation that it was the same situation that I was in with my Grimmsnarl, where he brought Tapu Koko, right? You just click U-turn because if you stay in, you die. If you switch, I get momentum. It's the best play in this situation, so that's what I do. So I decide after the U-turn, obviously, that I'm going to go into Bronzong. Bronzong's nice and bulky, is really only threatened from this team by Drapion. So go into this, and I can set up hazards, and I can Toxic something, and just be a general nuisance. He decides to go into Latios, which is scary, you know? This thing, it could be lots of things. Like a Choice Specs Shadow Ball might actually just kill me here. But I want to get my hazards up, so I go ahead, click Stealth Rocks. And this thing starts setting up, which is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And I remember when I was playing this, I was like, am I about to just straight up lose to this thing? Because I'm assuming it's weakness policy, it's Calm Mind weakness policy, stored power, maybe even Double Dance with agility. Like I'm thinking, like, what could this thing possibly be? Or maybe it's just straight up Calm Mind with 3 moves. Maybe Calm Mind Roost in 2 moves. So I get the Toxic. So this thing is now on a timer. So now my goal with this thing is to just be annoying. Mystical Fire comes out, which is gonna hurt, but it's not a 2-hit kill after leftovers. So I go ahead and click Stealth Rocks, and my thought process here is, what else do I do? This is a +1 Latios. I don't have any moves that I can hit it with. It is Toxic. I have a Grimmsnarl in the back that has priority Sucker Punch, but it can't kill unless this thing is below 50%. So I need to stall this thing out long enough to get it below 50%. So I just click Protect. That's the freest thing I can do. He clicks Calm Mind, which is a great play for him because you're not gonna kill it with another Mystical Fire unless it flinches anyways, right? You might as well, or unless it crits anyways, you might as well just boost. So I kind of get punished for that. But again, like, my goal at this point is just to get this below 50% with Toxic. And it's getting low. It's not quite there yet though, so I'm like, all right. It's definitely gonna kill me with Mystical Fire now. But I don't have anything that switches into Mystical Fire safely. So what do I do? Well, I don't really have a play. So I think what I settle on here is Double Protect. I just need Toxic to do as much chip to this thing as possible. If he roosts here, then my Protect is gonna fail anyways, basically. Actually, sorry. I go down. I was gonna just ignore me. Bronzong goes down. We'd finally see the Toxic chip take it below 50%. This is kill range for Sucker Punch. I want to be clear because I think I remember in the thing, in watching the playback, they were talking about how, oh, maybe the Sucker Punch will put it in Toxic range. No, the Sucker Punch just kills. It's a fucking Grimmsnarl. This thing's base attack stat is 120. This thing hits really hard. It is stab super effective Sucker Punch. This just kills Latios. But this is where I'm afraid of Roost, right? But he doesn't Roost. He clicks Defog, which is still not great. Gets rid of my hazards, and Sucker Punch doesn't do anything. But he does take more Toxic Chip. So this play right here, I got criticized for, which I want to explain my thought process, because I think the play I made was the best play. Grimmsnarl has done its job. This Grimmsnarl set, it's special Grimmsnarl with Sucker Punch for priority. Like, look at the moves and look at the item. What was this Grimmsnarl for? Burning Jealousy is for Ferrothorn. The held item is so that I can kill a Drapion. I can live a poison attack and kill a Drapion. And Sucker Punch is for Latios. That is what this Grimmsnarl came for. It was for those 3 Pokemon. 2 of those Pokemon are dead. This Pokemon right here is about to die. So this Pokemon Grimmsnarl has done its job. Does Sucker Punch make sense here? Yes, it does make sense, but I think Dazzling Gleam makes more sense. And the reason I think it makes more sense here is because, for a few reasons. First of all, if they click Roost. If they click Roost and I click Dazzling Gleam here, it's just gonna pick up the kill. It doesn't matter if you Roost, you're gonna take Dazzling Gleam damage, and then you're gonna take Toxic damage, and you're dead. If they switch out, that's another thing that can happen here. If they switch out, then I get chip off with Dazzling Gleam, with Stab Dazzling Gleam. And that's good, valuable chip. And then I can preserve Grimmsnarl for later. I don't even need to preserve Grimmsnarl if they swap out. This thing's basically dead. So, like, again, Grimmsnarl has done its job. I know why Sucker Punch makes sense, but like, oh, if you click Sucker Punch, you preserve Grimmsnarl. I don't need Grimmsnarl anymore. Grimmsnarl's done. Grimmsnarl has done its job. Dazzling Gleam makes the most sense here. It covers all the bases. Like, if I click Sucker Punch there and they Roost, then, I mean, like, that, he gets health back, and then he can switch out, and then I still have to worry about a moderately healthy Latios in the back. I mean, even after Toxic Chip, if they Roost, they're still gonna be around 30% health, and that's a lot scarier, than, like, a 5% health. So, Dazzling Gleam, in my opinion, there is always the best play. It covers all the bases. Yeah, Grimmsnarl goes down, but then they die to Toxic, so it's fine. Like, there's nothing left for Grimmsnarl to do anyways. Like, what am I gonna do? Sucker Punch a Tapu Koko and do like 5 damage? That's a special Grimmsnarl. So I go into Frostmoth here. It's max HP. This Brave Bird, he's about to click Brave Bird. It's physical. I was expecting special Tapu Koko, but he does bring physical. Now, what I was worried about was Iron Head. If he would have brought Iron Head guaranteed just kills. But he brings Brave Bird. Brave Bird was a roll on the kill, and he doesn't get the roll, which is unfortunate because my Frostmoth can just come in and kill this thing now. Yeah, because Frostmoth hits real hard. So the Ice Beam picks up the kill. And then he goes into Rapidash. And at this point I'm like, okay, Frostmoth has done its job now. I don't need Frostmoth anymore. Except for maybe, like, I guess in hindsight, maybe Giga Drain against Vaporeon would have been really good. So maybe I should have preserved it. But I didn't. I click Ice Beam here, which turns out to be a decent play because he clicks Sunny Day and I get an incredible chip off on this thing. Choice Beam, I know it's resisted, but it's Choice Specs Ice Beam from a Frostmoth. It's a 2-hit kill on this thing. I mean, look at that damage. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Flare Blitz obviously is gonna kill a Frostmoth at 4 health. This Frostmoth could have a zillion health, and it's going to die to a Sun boosted Flare Blitz from a Rapidash. It doesn't matter. So here I go into my Rotom Fan, which, if I remember correctly, is max defense. Yeah, I'm quite certain this thing was max defense. So I'm like, this thing, I mean, if you click Flare Blitz again, you're gonna take recoil. Air Slash should just pick up a kill. So I click Air Slash. Pretty easy play. He does huge damage, but takes huge recoil, and Air Slash finishes it off. And then Vaporeon. I have Pain Split, so this Vaporeon is like no threat to me. And I'm faster than it, so I get all my health back. They can't even Wish Stall me, which is nice. So yeah, I eat this Ice Beam. And I'm pretty sure I click Pain Split again to try and get it below 50% health. So we still its health, we share the pain, and they click Yawn. I'm like, whoa, Yawn, that's a little concerning. Now, Volt Switch looks really free here, but we've only seen Ice Beam and Yawn on this thing. I'm afraid of Yawn Protect, so I hard switch into Das Boot. I know it can live in Ice Beam anyways. I just gotta be like careful of a freeze. But thankfully, my Galarian Zapdos is well trained and didn't get frozen. And it is a Choice Band Zapdos, so I'm free to just click Close Combat and win the game from this range. And even if I don't kill it here, a Volt Switch from Rotom finishes it off. It outspeeds, like, we're fine. So GG to Joe. Again, I'm sorry about that roll. I know that roll could have, I think it was a coin flip. I don't know. Yeah. I think I might have heard someone say something about 25%, but I remember running the calcs and I don't think it was a 25% roll. I'm pretty sure it was a 50-50 roll. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's Pokemon, right? Sometimes that's how it works, but yeah. Good game again to Joe, and we got a win. We got off our 3-game losing streak, which is really nice. And I already know what happens with the next week's match, but I will be posting that video in the next couple days, so keep an eye out for that, and I'll catch y'all later. Bye.